Right, right. This shit. The question is, did my mom leave that sweet potato pie out there because she knew I damn near wanted to eat it all? She was going to allow me to. That's the question. That's the only question of the fucking night right now. Because we setting the lab up. You know what I'm saying? The lance wire. You know how this shit go, bro. You know how this shit go. No GoPro. Trying to get the YouTube shit set up. Because I got a slight little reaction I want to do. If I did want to start doing any kind of reactions, yeah. I do want some more pie. This is such a nice setup. It's so more convenient. Hee hee hee. Let me do this activate shit. Right. I really think I want your friend on my loud to switch. We're gonna react to this easy to block Captain video. This easy to block Captain and Cassidy saga. You know. One, because I just think it's interesting. And I want to start some kind of series where I'm covering things I'm interested in, and I think it's just some lighthearted, surface level shit. You know what I'm saying? Where I can express my opinion on certain little societal concepts. You know what I'm saying? That I feel are relative to certain things. So, you know, that's one of the topics I think niggas can get into. But you know, it's just something I'm interested in. It's funny, and I just want to do lighthearted shit, I guess you could say. But first, we need a word from our sponsors. Um, Yang Green Golf Crew. Splendid. But yeah, I'm gonna respond to it in a second. I'm gonna go get me something to drink. But we just got everything set up. I'm pretty sure I might want to get mic'd up. So um, we'll do all that when we get back. I might get some sweet potato pie. Sweet A. discharge, matter of fact. We'll let discharge no freaky, stinky kook. Cook the letter I. Who you know? How to cook a better pie. I think my other mic in here somewhere. T-shirt and my panties on. It would have been on my keychain or my lanyard. def get some more later. But we def gotta address this Evie shit. You would think. Now you would think that's above my pay grade, like, or too lowbrow for me, should I say? And usually it would be, but for where my nigga Cass paused. When there's a bigger sentiment at hand that needs to be addressed, that's gonna be exposed by this story. Let's get it, man. Let's get it, man. You got Lane Kiffin. You got the lane violation. Then you got, of course, your boy Lane Charles, or as they say, lame ass nigga Charles. And no Braxton, but your boy sipping straight Tamar right now. Ooh. Boy. Sound like Pops off the Boondocks. R.I.P. thirsty than a motherfucker. Let's get right to it. Let's react to some shit. Yeah, the main thing I wanted to react to was the Easy to Block Captain. I got some other shit coming too, you know what I mean? But I definitely got to get into this Easy shit, because Easy and Cassidy, you know what I'm saying? They had a highly anticipated battle that was supposed to go down, or did go down, you know, but was caused to be halted due to the venue and the booking league's concern that a fight would take place and they would be liable for any injuries and stuff. So battle was shut down. Other battles on the card, if you're familiar with the battle rap scene, you know, they be having little pay-per-views and stuff like that. And me personally, I was looking forward to the battle because, one, I am a big Cassidy supporter, and we're gonna discuss this, believe it or not. I'm a huge, well, I'm not gonna say huge, but when it comes to battle rap, Easy to Block Captain is one of my favorite of the modern battlers who, you know, I could say like I'm not too fond of, right? I guess that's a way to look at it, but I just say that style of the newer battle rap scene is kind of corny to me. It's more cliche, you know what I'm saying? It's more for followers now. Everything on the internet, everything that's internet dominated to me is for the followers, because I feel like the internet is always a place where you get niggas who are not cracking or are nerds in real life, and it's like it's a scene for the revenge of the nerds to take place, you know. And don't get me wrong, I feel like we all at one point were a nerd on the internet, but I feel like that's supposed to be like when you're a child, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's just how I look at it. Like, it's where it's sheep mentality dominated, meaning most people will try to go with the consensus opinion. The numbers dominate, you know, whatever's the most popular sentiment takes over. And to be honest, it's somewhere where people who have less power and less influence and standing in real life go to kind of like affect or put out, you know, a lot of their sentiments and beliefs, and try to get an influence there. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing, because the internet is a place where the voiceless has a voice, you know what I mean? So sometimes, like, let's say in the political sphere, where you might could get some shit off that would be more difficult in person or in a town hall meeting, because people are more or less likely to conceal their authentic political beliefs due to consequences that may arise, you know, in real life, you know, politically. So it's a gift and a curse, as they always say. But we're gonna deal with this Easy to Block Captain thing, because I just want, like I keep saying, I want to create content that's kind of more laid back, where I can kind of display and express my thinking process and some of my principles, you know, and my analysis on certain things, right? So, but the battle was supposed to go down, yeah, and some things happened. So, you know, Cassidy is giving his side of the story. He's been giving his side of the story, and I've just been watching his content every day. It's entertaining. But we dealing with a theme of like the current generation, this modern generation, and a shift of traditionalism. Like there's a trend in all areas of the intent and the agenda to erase tradition, the sentiment of traditionalism. Like there's a push and a movement to support all erasure of anything traditional, anything rooted in history, right? And so the reason I'm calling attention to this is because it's actually dangerous, because once you start trying to discredit history and the origins of things, you can then alter the natural order of things, right? Like at the end of the day, history is supposed to be the accounting of what was and what is, like of true, factual, actual, evident events that took place, experiences, right? And so the more we can start discrediting or devaluing history or making it more subjective than anything, we can actually start to alter the perception of what is actually going on this earth, right? Because everything falls under a natural order, cause and effect, right? Consequence, right? Cause and consequence. So I see this to be dangerous, and this is a modernist movement where, you know, whether you want to go down the atheist route or the self-worshiping route, Luciferian route, it's definitely an agenda used to basically get people to forget what is and what was, and to kind of detach from the physical reality where everything is evidence-based, and kind of get into the subjective reality of like idealism and things like that. And so I'm totally against this, right? And my reasons, and we'll get into that. But I'm starting to just see this trend go with the youth, especially because it's all they know. But one thing that is extremely alarming that I'm finding is that you basically get it's basically an idea that supports escapism, right? And so you get a lot of people who are unhappy with, you know, whatever element it is dealing with real life, like reality, meaning things that actually happen, history, the past, right? And you get these people that want to alter their self-image and their external projection and value with the world. And so they start embracing these ideologies that promote this principle of just altering reality, right? And living in a subjective experience, right? Life already is subjective itself, but once we start devaluing and discrediting history and what is like that's like the ultimate form of subjectivity to the point of delusion. You know what I mean? And so basically what I'm saying is you get these people trying to recast their life and their social standing because of whatever, you know, low self-esteem they may have. Probably just a consequence of their low social esteem, you know what I'm saying? And they get to promote and be the biggest advocators and supporters of these ideologies where we discredit and change history. So I'm seeing this bleed into everything. Like even in sports, you get niggas talking about we're done with the 90s, or we're not the ancestors, and they just want to put a spin on everything and pretend that everything modern is better than everything ancient. And that's because people want to rewrite rules and want to recast where they are socially. And why I say that is, and why this is the case, is because when you have history, history gives you a trend, it gives you a collection of results, right? And everything is compared to history. So if I could say, if you say, oh, this cannot be done, or this is not, what it establishes, history establishes, is a standard, right? And so when people are always held to a traditional standard, that's clear objectivity that we evaluate and assess ourselves and our capabilities and capacities too. So when you get a lot of people who, you know, are living this life and they feel pressure because we have social standards, you know what I mean? We have historical standards of what we should try to ascribe to be and aspire to be as human beings. Like, you get people who, for some reason, they seek more their self-gratification and satisfaction and want to live outside of these ethics and principles that have carried and founded society, you know, from its essence. So I just find it problematic because these are the people that want to give a counterbalance to the common sense that some of us try to, in the traditionalism, want to teach, and they are actually counter models of this for the youth, right? Like, even in basketball, I could teach a player, hey, this is a good player, you need to do this, you need to do these things, and then there's the media or contrarians will try to promote somebody outside of the traditionalism and say, no, this is real ball, this is a bag, this is the new standard, right? Like, having a losing record in the finals is okay because this, that, the third. Like, it just, the principles it promotes, like, oh, you can get there, everything is not your fault, but I get all the praise, but just celebrate my successes, and I'm just the greatest just because, you know, my personal narrative, and it's just, it's harmful to society. Now, if I wanted to sit and write down why exactly that was and give a fucking TED talk on all of these things, I could, you know what I mean? Because the thing is, you get on the internet and you state your opinion, and people want to have these long ass disingenuous diatribes where, you know, they kind of troll all of your responses, like, instead of having a good faith back and forth, a genuine, authentic back and forth based on expressing sentiments and things like that. They just want to try to catch you kind of mixing up your words, and some people look at the, like, how do I want to say this, the disinterest to explain and articulate your point as a sign of an inability to explain your point, when it's just like the internet is a place where people want to argue and troll anyway. So if you're a real person like me, you barely got time to sit on the internet and go back and forth in a comment section with somebody who's already being disingenuous anyways. They're just trying to use semantics and straw man arguments and shit like that to kind of just really rage bait, as they call it, and then kind of just get their shit off, you know? So I ignore that. And as far as explanations and shit, it's going to be very limited of those on this platform until I get in the mode where I feel like it. This shit is just supposed to be for me to get my shit off. So yeah, I'm gonna just state what I state. It is what it is. And if a nigga want to argue or want me to articulate, I mean, I could do it at a later time when I feel like it, right? That's my whole point, you know? So a lot of my points gonna be non sequitur and things like that. It's just my genuine opinion, and the lack of explanation is just due to my preference to relax and create a platform that I want to create for my own viewership and things like that, and putting out my message versus debating a motherfucker. That's a whole different thing. So I forgot why I said that though. Let me kind of remember so I can tie it to the overall point. But that's just the way of the. Oh, yeah, like it's just harmful for the youth. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I could go back. I could argue with a mirror. You know what I'm saying? So argue with my own echo if I wanted to. But we on to something else. And speaking of shit like that, dealing with the entertainment industry, Cassidy is one of my favorite rappers, and we got this new culture of battle rap and all this shit. So the battle went down, and it's just deception. I just hate bitch ass nigga shit. So we got this nigga Easy to Block Captain, right? And he's supposed to be on here explaining, uh, what happened with the Cassidy battle, right? Even me, like I got home, what was that Saturday or Sunday, whatever, Saturday, and I was looking forward to watching the battle, and then I saw some shit had went down. You know what I'm saying? And even just like we're getting away from objectivity and we're getting into a world of subjectivity of where people want to rewrite rules and rewrite standards and forget history. You know what I mean? So the whole idea of like a Cassidy, like Cassidy is a pioneer in rap period, but in the battle rap space. Like basically like I stopped fucking with this shit when I realized like all of these niggas, they want to take the casual fans and make them the hardcore fans. Like same thing with the NBA. You got niggas who barely are informed and know the history of the game, trying to rewrite and set the standard for the current and modern consumption and evaluation of uh, the standards of the game. So it's just like once shit starts getting like that, like you got uninformed people trying to become experts. It's just like I say, Revenge of the Nerds, niggas. It's just a bunch of dumbass niggas who barely know what they talking about, all agreeing on a bunch of dumbass shit that they made up and want to validate. Is damn near like how these females like they try to tell you what a real man is, or things like that. And so it's just like niggas like me, you just gonna, when you know what it is and you know what it's supposed to be, you just gonna exit stage left. And so that's kind of how it is with this Easy to Block Captain shit. Like I fuck with Easy, like as a battle rapper. I think he's entertaining. I like his style, yada yada yada, right? But it's just like the bull the bull has been in my opinion, right, just being objective, right? Because like I got my issues with Cassidy, right? But I'm just saying when it comes to evaluation of respect, right? Because when we talk about fandom of anybody is a little out of pocket as it is, right? Like it's already out of pocket to be a fan of another nigga, right? Fan meaning a fanatic. So it's like that's already out, right? Being a fan, because when you're a fanatic of something, you're infatuated with it. So it's like you're already eliminating and abating your ability to make objective um, uh, uh, like renderings, basically like objective reflections or assessments of things, right? So um, now, of course, I'm a big Cassidy supporter. Like I'm a student, an admirer of his style, his talent, the history, the things he did in his game, as somebody who aspired to rap and do a lot of things myself. You know what I'm saying? It was like Cassidy was a standard at a point in time. You know what I'm saying? And I was there to experience it, live up to it, and I was there when I was trying to match it. You know what I'm saying? I had to withstand a lot of that pressure, you know what I'm saying, and that actuality. So when I see a lot of these guys now, and it's kind of like what a Kevin Durant does at some points, like you got niggas who are students of the game and they're great at what they do, and they're great because as a practitioner, anything, you study the tradition, you study the history, the techniques, the fundamentals of any science, right, or field or doctrine, right? And when you see somebody like a Easy or a Goods or all these other guys try to discredit somebody like a Cassidy who laid the foundation for a lot of the techniques and methods that we all use as rappers today, and he comes from a line of, you know, guys he was influenced by. And so it's just like when you discredit that element of it, it's like you're totally disingenuous and it's totally selfish. It's one of the reasons why when I was doing music, I had a distaste at some point for like somebody like a Tory Lanez, right? Because as somebody who was a supporter and a student of his style, right? Because we all come up around the same time in the same era, right? Believe it or not. Um, Him trying to disingenuously, um, how do I want to say this? Like hijack and brand and try to present things that he got from other artists such as a Drake or a Kendrick or ASAP Rocky and present them as if they were totally just um, created by him. You know what I'm saying? I just found that to be disingenuous, just some sucker shit, especially in the element of hip hop where the main thing is creativity. So I just felt like it was deceptive and disingenuous where you're trying to pass something as your own, right? Take credit for repurposing something that somebody else created, and then when it's exposed, you know it's one thing to do it, but then when it's exposed, you deny that person their credit. You know what I mean? I feel like that's just a flagrant foul. You know what I mean? And um, it's all how I want to call it. Damn it. Shit. What am I trying to say? What's the word? Not conceited, but it's all folly. But it's vain. It's vanity. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I find it to be very vain when niggas get to doing shit like that. You know, so it's like I just totally lose respect for any nigga doing shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's like somebody that's on the inside, like it's oh, you know, it just shows insecurity and it shows really an infatuation, but also like a dissatisfaction with yourself to where you're trying to mimic and basically live out somebody else's life and their ability, um, and take credit and benefit off their fame because you basically just want you're envious. You want to be them basically. So it's like I just totally I'm totally against that. So um, when I see people in the basketball space like a LeBron or even like Stephen Curry, I lost a lot of respect for him when he started saying like, "Oh yeah, I got to be the greatest of all time. Who's higher than me, Magic, nigga? You're a student of the game, bro. You grew up, nigga. Before you're older than me. You know what I'm saying? So you grew up on, nigga. You grew up on your pops for one. You know what I mean? So you know what the standard was. So for you to just flagrantly buy in, and that's what I hate too, when you flagrantly buy into, you know, the narratives like you know, like it's just disingenuous to somebody that's a purist, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, if it was like somebody telling me I'm greater than somebody that I was influenced by, now in my mind I might feel like I possess things that make me greater, but to go on record and to go on the internet and just claim that I'm this and I'm that without surpassing what the other person has done or explaining this and why, but just to be completely dismissive, like, oh, I'm better than this, I feel like it's just disrespectful and it's disingenuous. You know what I mean? And it's cowardly. You know, so those are traits that I say that, like I say, when I see those in a man, we all are men, so we know what those stem from. You know what I mean? Low self esteem, dissatisfaction with yourself. So it's like, um, my main issue with it though is these are basically a bunch of unfulfilled people going on a campaign to try to enforce morals and principles to the youth, um, to try to portray themselves as somebody that's highly esteemed when it's indeed the opposite of, well, it should be the opposite, right? Meaning, like, you should be esteemed because you promote and you model and you represent something positive or productive. So when you're doing the opposite but trying to promote it as if that should be a standard, I think that's just corny as fuck, you know? And that's how I'm looking at Easy to Block Captain, is how I was looking at Hitman. Anybody to go against history. Now, I got my own gripes with a Cassidy, right? But as far as just respecting what it is, like, the nigga was the standard of punchline rapping in this format. You know what I mean? Like, his place in the all-time great list or whatever is going to get lost. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he was one-dimensional. You know, or no, you know, he was somewhat one-dimensional. You know what I mean? Cassidy actually has a lot of great songs where he has a lot of substance outside of just metaphor raps and things like that. He has, so I actually take that back. You know what I mean? But I'm just talking about as far as surface level, like, reputation wise, what he's known for. You know what I'm saying? It's and so um, that's where we get into this whole lane of these guys in the battle rap lane trying to act like, you know, just trying. Everybody's trying to make their own claim to fame. I'm the best this, I'm the best that, and they gotta discredit things. When it's like, really, you can just, if you really are confident in yourself and secure in yourself, you can just exist in what the Most High has made you and what you are. You know what I mean? For me to go on record and say, oh, I'm the greatest rapper of all time, like, in my opinion, I am. You know what I mean? Just because of my abilities, but technically, you know what I mean? For me to go and say it and want no pushback, it's like there's a lot of things um, I would have to defend. You know what I mean? Like, I know what my plans are, my rap books and stuff like that look behind the scene, but it would be disingenuous for me to go and expect everybody to see me as that without presenting it or proving it, you know, without achieving the things that, you know what I'm saying? The reason I say I'm the best is because what I perceive that I can achieve, you know, and that's just me in anything. But it would just be disingenuous to try to be considered as such, you know, and go on a campaign. It would be a disingenuous marketing scheme. So this bitch ass nigga, and I'm just calling him that. We could cut it out, but I just this nigga, man, he just been caught lying so much, bro, and it's symbolic of an issue that I have of just people, bro, just, you know, trying to portray something, bro. Like, it's one thing to be a liar. Like me, I know I'm a liar, right? So I stay away from people because the best way to avoid being a liar is to avoid being around people you feel like you gotta lie to. Like, deception sometimes can be positive, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you look in the scriptures, there's plenty examples of people deceiving people to save their own life. You know what I mean? You want to deceive the enemy, but it's like it's done righteously. So what we talking about is unrighteous deception right here, manipulation, you know, um, unsolicited, harmful manipulation, and I just got a problem with that. Like, I see that as like snake behavior, you know, and it makes me lose a lot of respect for niggas, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a character flaw, especially to try to discredit niggas, you know, and take from what somebody has built, especially when you have benefited from it. That's just the ultimate, that's an ultimate effect of jealousy. So let's just react. I was watching this video, and like I said, this nigga's just delusional, but he's um, how do I want to say it? Like, he's reflective, he's symbolic. Like, yeah, he's an example. He's reflective of the shit that I'm talking about in this generation, where everybody will lie, you know, to have a name or seem greater than what they are, so they can try to obtain things through status and shit. That, you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy, bro.
I don't got a band on my way to my first live in a while. A bandiano.
This nigga
Come on,
corny
man.
as this
Y'all
nigga
know
corny as a
I don't
motherfucker,
start
bro.
talking when it comes to these type of big blogs for a band. I need a band. I, I need a band. Oh, there we go. There we go.
I used to
Y'all
like
know.
bro too, cause he was like on some Chris Tucker shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he used to battle rap, I used to like. I remember seeing him on URL or whatever, and he was like on some, oh. He was like on some Chris Tucker shit. You know what I mean? And he got bars. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I always fucked with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I still fuck with him now from an entertainment standpoint. But it's just like I'm looking at the nigga crazy, and it's just like the shit is just so crazy. I had to react to it because it's like I hate when people try to twist the truth, because to kind of discredit Cassidy, like you got young niggas right now that are like ignorant of like Cassidy in the day, back in the day, and they like send me stuff and like, oh, this your boy. This is like, you're almost like robbing them. You know what I mean? And you're discouraging them from learning from the things he contributed to the culture. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, um, it's just distasteful, bro. It's honestly it's unethical, some whole shit.
Listen,
And you're gonna hear that. Like I said, I've seen some of this. I watched it up to a certain point to where, fuck it, I'm just gonna have to react to it. But it's like the nigga's gonna be saying so much nut shit, and it's like he's too old for this. And so I hate people that fall into the narrative of the disingenuous or the ignorant. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, you know better. So for you to come on here and use talking points, as if you're somebody who is ignorant of the things that you're saying, just to play into a narrative that exalts yourself, is fuck nigga shit. And hold on, let me charge my mic, or let me get my mic situation back right. Niggas won't work on some. Niggas won't beef. I spray 'em when I see 'em. Still move work from the AM to the PM. And mind you, all these niggas is cat rappers anyways, or exaggerating, you know? Like, rap is an expression, you know what I'm saying? So, like, these niggas all be capping, and, you know, it's all capping. All these niggas rap, you know? So, that just is what it is, you know? But what I'm saying is just like, it goes to a point like, all right, you trying to discredit with another nigga that you've benefited from his contributions brought to the game, you know, to exalt yourself. I just think that's whole shit, and I think it's harmful, you know, to any field, to try to discredit any like forefathers of something, you know.
y'all know I've been doing the docus. It's a lot we about to talk about, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm never not being quiet ever again. Ever.
Never not being
So
quiet.
let's start this one off, Herbert.
Let me
For
make
now
sure my
on,
sound right, bro.
Easy the block captain is never not being quiet about nothing that y'all
Hey
talking
man, the
about me,
moral of
y'all.
the story gonna be yourself, man, because these niggas, like, I be seeing, like, sometimes I be having to respond to shit, because some of these niggas be so lame, they can't help themselves. Like, some of these lame niggas will, like, people really will just expose themselves. And what I'm learning as a whole ass nigga, like, when you see signs from people that something is off with them, It's like you gotta just believe what you see. You know what I mean? Like people are good at hiding things, but the truth will always expose itself. And it's just like the nigga so drawn, as they say. It's just like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? And it's like you gotta just believe what you see. You know what I mean? Like people are good at hiding things, but the truth will always expose itself. And it's just like we gonna get the sound right, man. Like the nigga so drawn, as they say. It's just like, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
Mind you, I might have some stuff to do. I might have some stuff to do, so I might can't get to it the same day. That you know what I'm saying? But I'm all of that being quiet shit about shit. That's a dub.
This nigga corny, bro.
That's a dub. That's done. So I was always going. Y'all know I'm gonna make some money. I'm gonna make some money off y'all niggas. Y'all gonna make money off me. We gonna make some money off y'all niggas, and that's just how it's gonna be. And that's just the game, right? So if that's the game, then let it be about the game. I haven't been live, so it's a few of y'all that don't know the protocol here. We do a lot of hating here, and we do a lot of trolling here. This is for all the new people that subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. We do a lot of trolling here.
Look at this nigga face, bro.
Y'all go on these 45, 50,000 other blogs that be hating me, and y'all could troll there all you want, but when you come here,
I fuck with the nigga. He funny, he entertaining, but like, come on, gang.
Take off your hoodie, put on your t-shirt, put on your robe.
He entertaining as fuck.
Matter of fact,
I ain't gonna lie.
I feel a little comfortable. I got you.
Man, yeah, this shit was funny. The nigga, the bitch. Okay, I'm not even gonna spoil it, but come on, bro. The nigga finna do some goofy shit. But this is why I say he entertaining. Like, bro, he's entertaining. You know what I mean? And that might even go to the narrative that I kind of like realize in my own shit is the nigga like. The nigga at the end of the day was an actor. But if you, bro, quiet as kept. All right, look, crazy. I was going through a crazy situation my damn self in real life, doing some shit I'm not proud of, right? Or whatever. I was dealing with some shit. And I remember his situation got exposed. And it was just the way he was carrying it. And he got exposed like with some secret recordings. And I'm just like, bro, this nigga's just crazy, bro. Like, he got just full out exposed, you know? And it's just like, that's what I do like about the nigga is, like, you could tell, like, he's an example of, like, you just gotta, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Like, he's living living your truth. Like, the more he's living his truth, the more comfortable he is, like, the better everything goes for him. But it's like, he's also an example of, like, nigga, like, you ain't got a lot to kick it, you know what I mean? Like, the nigga's a pathological liar, though.
It's a couple things there.
And it's just crazy to see a nigga going through that, like, in front of the world, you know what I mean? He's just corny, bro. Like, he's just corny as fuck. But it's like, you gotta have some shame, bro. But, like, when you look at the nigga yearbook pic and you look at all this shit, it all makes sense, you know what I'm saying?
Where we start? Where y'all want to start? I just want to know where people want to start it, because I'm comfortable. I'm over here. I turned on the internet today. I see what's going on. Oh, we about to talk about it. But I'm no longer upset. This shit never stressing me again. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm done with the stressing. I'm cool with it. It's too much. I'm tired. I just want to relax. It's the end of the year. I want to relax.
This nigga lame as fuck.
And there's a lot of lies going on, and there's a lot of dick eaters that just be dick eating. And I'm just like, damn, you can't stop the dick eating. D. You ain't never gonna be able to stop the dick eating. So stop acting like you gonna be able to.
Yeah, I remember. Like, some of this shit I just gotta address, because I make my own content out of it. But he just flat out lying, you know what I mean? And it's like, some of this shit just gotta stop. At some point, I'll be like, man, I want to put my voice. Like, I'll be thinking shit to myself that I want to share to the world. And I'm like, bro, let me just make some content and see if it come off like in my head how I'm thinking it.
Yo, the blogs did. Hey, yo, the 24/7 did so good. I invested. Look, oh, see this shit.
This shit was
I
funny.
invested. Blogs about to be fire now over here. Blogs about to be. Y'all see this?
This is why I fuck with the nigga. The nigga, the
So,
nigga hilarious.
y'all about to see. Blogs, I'm about to bring it back. We about to start some new shit
He
in
play
2026.
my nigga. He
we
plays
about
the
to
villain
start
role
some
pretty
new.
well though. I give
It
him
did
that.
so good. We invested. We about to be. This about to be. This about to be different. So
I remember when I first found out he was
So
stuttering
y'all
from
tell
that
me.
tape, and I'm like, what?
This was supposed to be my champion of the year run. I'm not gonna lie. I planned it out great. So originally it was supposed to be Suge, Swamp, Head Ice, Twerk. Excuse me, Cassidy. And then what people don't know is I was supposed to do Shotty
And that's what I do
the
fuck
day
with
after.
about this nigga. He
That was
battle
the
anybody.
original
He
game
get out
plan.
there with any
So I was
nigga.
supposed to do Suge,
But it's
Swamp.
because he's old as fuck. He's just as old as all the niggas. He's like the old young nigga. Like so that even be more crazy. Like niggas be late bloomers talking crazy. It's just like the principles and ethics and the values like of the world when we grew up on is like everything is backwards. Like this is the went to the participation era to where it's like now we in the gaslighting like subjectivity era.
Twerk, Cassidy, Head Ice, and Shotty Horror. That was the 6 Jones I was supposed to have.
That would have been legendary.
And all of that.
That's a legendary name, even though Shotty's kind of trash now.
So, there's a lot of stuff that y'all don't know about, you know what I mean, like that. And I mean, we gonna talk about it. I said, yo, I'm gonna talk about it. I really don't really, I'm not even mad about stuff because I understand now. Clout is a hell of a drug. I understand now. So
The irony.
Let's start like with the actual battle. Now the actual battle, um, I don't know who battle rap. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know who that is. Now
This
now the
nigga just
actual
be
battle,
lying, bro. You could
y'all
tell when a
seen
nigga
I was
lying,
whooping
bro.
that ass.
Just get to it.
Y'all seen I was whooping that ass, right?
No.
Y'all see, let's start with the battle first.
No.
And
See, that's another thing. Initially, when I got home and I seen this shit, the narrative he's about to spin, it looks that way. And that's what I hate about this era. Like, people would go with how shit looks. That's female bitch shit, bro. Like, I done been in real situations where a bitch try to make something look like that's just some whole shit. It's like, it's lame, it's bitch made, it's flawed as fuck to not go with the truth, bro. Like, when it's in the interest of what's right and what's wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I just hate that kind of shit, bro. That's just some fuck nigga shit. So it's like, initially when I got home, I saw Cassidy starting to fight with him, don't touch me. And then, like, they showed parts of his round and they showed it in a way to where it just looked like Cassidy's shit wasn't hidden and he got rattled. And you know what I mean? It looks like how he's about to explain. And even I was like, damn, that nigga Cass, man, you know, he let the shit get underneath his skin, you know. He's from a different era. I'm like, man, he might just have to wrap this shit up. And I was always telling myself, like, if he didn't do good, but then it was like I kept doing more research because it's like I know Cassidy, bro. And then too, I'm not even gonna say like I wanted to say I met Cassidy, but it's like I've met him in person before. You know what I'm saying? So it's like and this might sound weird, but it's like I've been around this nigga to where I've observed his energy is like what you see on there. Like the nigga, like when I met him, it was wild that it was him. You know what I'm saying? Because the nigga, like, I've watched the nigga like since I was a kid. So it's like I watch music videos, like I've studied this nigga. You know what I mean? Just from the essence of like, you know, like any rapper like that has had success. I've studied the good things and the bad things, like the way they carry themselves, and it was like I remember even when I used to just be watching like the hotel music video and shit like that, just his expressions, the way he was vibing, carrying himself, and then even like his freestyles. Like one thing, a signature about Cassidy is always his demeanor, right? Like even his delivery, like he has like a laid back, like cocky, like a nonchalant, like self assured type of vibe about him. And so when I met him though, like first of all, I'm like that nigga. I was seeing him in the airport. I'm like that nigga dressed just like Cassidy. You know what I mean? And then I'm looking, and he on the phone. I'm like, nah, nigga, that is Cassidy. And I tell my mom like, yo, that's Cass. I think that's Cass. She's like, who? I'm like Cassidy. Like, you know. And so they know Cassidy from like back in the day. But it's crazy because Cassidy was like really, really popping before I moved overseas, like for the hotel shit. And so it's like the I'm a Hustler and all the mixtape shit. That shit didn't happen until I was overseas, so I was kind of away from it. And I remember he was doing his thing. I remember when he went to jail and all of that, but I wasn't even in the States to get the full impact. So I remember when Wayne took fire and it was talking about him versus Cassidy and da da da. And it was like, I didn't truly get the real Cassidy experience until like 2010. I remember I have seen it before, but I remember when I was rapping, I was having my run in Vegas. My cousin showed me a Cassidy freestyle, you know what I'm saying, at the radio, and he was going for like 20 something minutes. And my cousin was like, yo, you think you could do this? And I just knew. I'm like, my cousin, he the type of nigga like, oh, you think go ahead right now, freestyle right now. Like they always was, you know what I mean? And I just had to acknowledge how difficult that is to do what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? So, um, like that was something I had to acknowledge when I was in my bag, writing every day, trying to aspire to be what he was. Mind you, I was probably only 15 at the time, but and he was whatever. But you got to remember, Cassidy got signed as a teenager his damn self. So it was just it. Admiring the accomplishments of the people before you. You know what I'm saying, and acknowledging the amount of skill and things that's part of anything. Like you gotta know Jerry West, you gotta know Kevin McHale, you know what I'm saying? You gotta know those who laid the foundations because every advanced move, right? And this how you know whether niggas is practitioners or not. Every advanced move, if you're a technician, every advanced move is a um, variation of an advancement, some kind of variation based on the fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? It's some kind of evolved element of the foundational elements. You know what I mean? So that's just why I just feel like it's a bad principle to disrespect the fundamentals of things, because that's what's going on in the world today. Is a lot of our youth and a lot of even our adults who are dealing with how to arrested development or trying to relive their childhood. And that's what I feel like a lot. I feel like that's what it is, man. Like people want to rewrite the past. You know what I mean? Like, no, bro, we have to accept our L's, bro. We got to accept what we are, what we've done. So to take away from what another nigga did or try to discredit the standard of something in order to portray yourself as somebody on the equivalent level, fuck shit, lame shit. We all got to, you know what I mean? Like, that's like a nigga, oh, I was number 3, but really I was number 1. And I hate that type of shit. It was really this. And like you get a nigga like Zab Judah, I really beat Floyd Mayweather, da da da. It's like, bro, you was throwing all kind of low blow, like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, if you want to, like, okay, it was a knockdown or whatever, like you got your ass beat the rest of the fight. It might have changed the fight, but it was like the nigga was just on a different level than you. And if your point was that you're greater than him because you beat him, or you're living in a moment and saying at one point I was better than him at a certain moment in time, and it's just like that could even be true, even though to me it's false. You know what I'm saying? It got proven to be false, but it's just like these are the kind of, and that's not to throw a shot at Zab. He's a great fighter, but that's just an example of You know, even look at what Sebastian Telfair be going through. If niggas just, enveloped in their ego, you know what I mean? So like I know Cash, bro. So it's like, and I've been around him. I met him. You know what I'm saying? And uh, like I observed his energy. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, bro, I'm trying to remember, but it was just like, cause I could generalize it, but it's just like the nigga was so calm and humble. You know what I'm saying? Like then when I met him, I understood like he's just a genius. You know what I'm saying? Like the nigga's a genius. Like he just is what he is. And if you watch Cassidy or you observe him, it's like he just is what he is. He's the energy, and it's like niggas be so envious to give a nigga they credit. And it's like when one thing I do respect is that when you look at like a Lux, all of the top tier niggas, they all give Cassidy his respect. Now they might say backhanded shit or whatever, like when it come to popping they shit. You know what I mean? Just like me, if I was ever to have to say something negative about him, I would talk about the weed use and certain things that I think have affected his, mental. But as far as like disrespecting his genius or like disregarding a lot of the things that he's clearly on a higher level about, even the science, like the science of the syllables and the punches, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've all either you copied him directly or you copied somebody that copied him. Like, if you rapped anywhere from '05 to now, you've been influenced by Cassidy, bro. If you're a punchline rapper, like the whole structure, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it just is what it is. So to see a nigga like him, that's what he's supposed to do. He's building his brand, but it just show you he's a fuck nigga, bro. Like a lot of the shit when it came out, I wanted to believe this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Cause I fuck with him. You know what I mean? But it was just like he already was off point, fucking another man, wife and shit like that. But it's just like he just got fully exposed, and it's like it's crazy because he's a good rapper. So it's just like just be a good rapper, bro. At some point, bro, we had to eliminate the image. That's something I had to learn in my life. That's the humility I had to go away from. So it's like sometimes you have to eliminate the image, and you're gonna lose a lot of your cheerleaders and your supporters and your clout and all of that. But it's like then you're gonna be restored in your ability to actually be yourself at that point and generate, shit that's actually real. So it's like I say all that to get back to the point of like when I got home, I'm just like, damn, Cass. But then I'm like, bro, this is Cassidy. Like Cassidy literally could destroy this nigga because it's like the essence of battle rap is being able to pop the most shit and being able to put it in a certain way. And so rapping wise, they both can rap, but it's like Cassidy will always be better than everybody because he created the style that niggas use to gain their own credibility. Like when a nigga say they got bars, you're doing what he done, what he did. You know what I mean? It's like you trying to tell Michael Jordan you got a better fadeaway than a nigga, or like Michael Jordan is 100% win percentage in the finals. So that means every time because the championship is a team thing. So every time he had the best team, was able to get to the finals, right, get through everybody in his conference, he won every time. He was the difference every time. Finals MVP every time, bro. That's unbeatable until the nigga beats it. You know what I mean? And we should keep that as a standard, right? We should respect that. But it's like everybody's so envious because it's so unachievable to most people. But that's where you have to have the understanding of the Most High renders every man his gift. Don't be on some Cain and Abel shit. And so I feel like that's fuckery when you try to dispel, especially another brew, another black man. You try to take away what another nigga has contributed. You trying to discredit history, and you're supposed to be a student of the game. You're somebody that benefited from it. So it's fuck shit to me. So it's like for him to try to portray it like Cass was this, Cass was that, like it definitely can look that way, but it's like when you and I heard shout out to Shotgun Suge and all the other people when you really sit because we all study Cassidy, so we know how he raps, we know the difference between him and then and him now, but it's like we could still see through it. Like, you know, like if Dr. J dunked today, we would understand this is an older Dr. J, but we still gonna be like, damn, it's crazy he still got that form. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, for them to sit there and sit like he just was irritated, it definitely looked that way. But then when I heard his round in its entirety, and then I found out he went second, you know what I mean? And then now, like, it's coming out, you know what I'm saying, that all the information he put in the first round was true. It's like he definitely was winning the battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then even him, like, his rounds and shit was catering to this small crowd and these battle rappers and all these, and it's a lot of different sports and fields where these guys feel like if they can just appeal to the online internet crowd, because that's the easiest to have a D2C, a direct to consumer base, they feel like it's all about just appealing to a certain base, you know. And in politics, it's like that, you know what I mean. But we all know in reality, when you wage and measure, um, uh, when you wage and measure merit, merit is based on what is actually true outside of narrative. You know what I mean? So Cassidy was definitely washing this nigga up. This nigga, you gonna hear this nigga expose himself, bro. He's always, that's what's so sad about this nigga. It's funny he just be exposing himself. You know what I mean? He's a character.
Promo worked
So
a little
I
bit
gotta respond.
for the first 2 minutes. Like for the first 2 minutes, like Philly was trying to like make me
Look,
work
like
for it.
you could tell a nigga lying. He getting on the camera and doing all this act and shit. Like what? Like it's pretentious,
You know
bro.
what I'm
Like
saying?
that's why niggas hate this nigga. It's
Like they
pretentious.
was trying to make me work for it, which was
And that's the thing
surprising.
about him getting exposed with all the videos and the parts in his beard is like, bro, you always been a nigga looking for approval, but it's like you always was on some foster kid shit. Your mom was a crack. Like Cassidy was really touching on some real shit. And then when he says it's about to get dark, I finally see what he meant. He's about to
Because
just
y'all
lay
know
it
in
all
Philly, I
out.
don't never have to work for nothing. As soon when I start rapping is on. So his promo worked a tad bit,
And the nigga just
but I
act
broke
like
the
he's super corny. He act like a nigga that just got like popular, bro. You know what I'm saying? We all been there before, but it's just like, bro, you a grown man, bro. I was a nigga who moved around a lot, had to prove myself a lot, and I seen his appearance, little ass nigga with glasses and shit. I get it, bro. Trust me, I get it, but it's like, at some point, bro, you gotta just be cool with
fourth
yourself.
wall. And once I broke and
And I started fucking with this nigga because I felt like him addressing all the rim shit. I felt like he like fuck it. I just gotta be me. You know what I mean? But it's like I guess, bro, when you stand next to the real, like some niggas is just shiesty, and I guess that go a lot with his background, and that's where Cass is always gonna have him beat, no matter when they battle, whatever. Like at the end of the day, you have more flaws than a Cassidy. So the fact that y'all could, let's say y'all both could rap even, it's like, bro, now that the game is about, it's a battle, meaning exposing it. That's why I stayed away from battle rap because it was hard for me to talk shit about niggas I didn't know. You know what I mean? Especially when I'm an introspective person. You know what I'm saying? I had the bars, but to just be talking shit to niggas, you know what I mean? It take a lot of effort.
once I broke the fourth wall, it was yeah, I mean, it was yeah, I mean, it was just a bad joint. It was just a
And
bad
he
joint.
just
Once I
riding the wave of the narrative of saying like, oh, uh, I'm appealing to this small level. Like Cassidy always say, I'm appealing to this small amount of people who barely understand. Like their understanding of battle rap comes from them being explained why somebody in the modern day is good. Like so you got the niggas who are not even pioneers trying to explain to you why they're better. So it's just people who they missed the wave or the era of what it really was. It's like people who watch wrestling now, like the shit so watered. Like we used to watch wrestling because we thought it was real. So now with social media, like how do you watch wrestling? Like you could look up and see that the niggas is not real.
got to that update, them joint was just a bad joint, and I think that when he heard that and he heard how the crowd, like once the crowd started like getting in tune with me, I got some information for y'all too. You know what I'm saying? He was scared. So then when he go first, that shit was ass. And the fact that I heard y'all use that, yo, you wanted to battle Rock, but your mom's battling Rock still. Y'all niggas went crazy. Like that was the
So
crazy.
let's break that down, right? And I might have to duplicate this scene because yeah, that now we get into it because he's saying this, right? But he's gonna sound stupid because there is a like this is where you expose yourself as like an outsider, bro, and a new booty, you know.